Oh boy. First off, I feel like I should make this disclaimer here because I want to make it absolutely clear. First off, I want this to be a short video. I don't want this to go on and drag. Two, I'm not making this video to attack specific people in the fandom. I don't want that. Three, I'm no anti-fur. This fandom is one of the best things to happen to me in recent times, and that's why I'm making this video. Because I want to help this fandom to be better and well, than it actually is at least, and be rid of this positivity problem that seems to have grown more common, at least from what I've seen. Okay, so first off, you're probably wondering what I mean by positivity, especially in a negative context. First off, I'd like to talk about the aspects of what makes the fandom so great. I know for one thing, escapism is a large part of it, because there's no denying, for me at least, that, yeah, the world sucks right now. Between the bigotry, harsh political landscape, parts of the world literally burning, all of that is stressful, painful to hear on repeat, and you just want to escape from it all. And the fandom allows you to just lose yourself in it. And it's one of the best ways to embrace a nice, fluffy persona, to just have all those cares melt away, or you can just have fun embracing your furriness. It's a great feeling, yet it can also come at a cost. Getting away from these politics and landscape is a big reason for escapism, yet at the same time it's kind of impossible. The political climate is awful as of now, especially towards LGBTQ groups, trans, gay, you name it. One of the other nice aspects of the fandom is just how accepting it is with minorities. No other fandom that I can think of online has such an LGBTQ friendly experience. I've seen more trans, bisexual, you name it, people in the fandom above all others. However, these sexualities, gender identities, they're all currently tied to political climate. As such, there are going to be members of the fandom who speak out about this. People who call out other people in the community when they say something that goes against it. The furry fandom is and should be a safe haven for minorities who don't feel safe. To do this, we have to make sure that they know that they're welcome, that no bigotry of any kind should be tolerated, and that's where the topic comes into play. The furry fandom in itself is political, and as such, the more vocal members of minorities, even non-people who just stand up for others, like to point out when bigots are being heard and listened to. Whether it be through racism against natives, people trying to tell others to say something like frick transphobe because it makes them just as bad, the list goes on, and yet various times, call-out posts, people getting mad at posts like that, that's so often seen as negative or done for clout. I have seen this various times on Twitter, sometimes by members of the fandom with high follow counts, around 2k and above, and honestly just ignoring it, telling people to stay positive and all of that. Look, I get it, I like positivity. My Discord name is literally just Goddess of Snuggles and Puns. I love giving compliments, hugging, all of that stuff, good fun stuff, yet at the same time, a fandom can't just be positive 24/7, it's impossible sadly. The problem with telling people to stay positive through it all is that it just doesn't do anything. If it's bigotry, homophobia, or anything of the sort, what does that do? Ignoring and trying to stay positive can only get somebody so far before they go for it again and eventually crack. Sometimes people need to learn that what they said was wrong, that it won't be tolerated, to be educated on how to fix their own actions, and for other people to look at what they did and take an incentive not to follow their own actions or behaviors. Yet when something big happens, something that indicates that something in the fandom should be changed, whether behavior and actions of groomers, racism toward native furries and having their own culture stolen, whenever that's called out, it's called drama. And that's another problem. Drama is best explained as personal spats, things that could be sorted out in DMs. Something looking similar to an art piece of yours? Drama. Stuff said in DMs that was leaked? Drama. Actual issues regarding stuff of political nature that could affect the whole fandom, minorities in it as a whole? That's not drama. That goes beyond drama. There's a fine line between drama and actual fandom concerns. If some popular furry in the fandom was to make a post trying to dictate what makes somebody trans or something transphobic of that nature, side note that isn't going on currently, this is hypothetical, that's worth addressing because with the influence they have, various people may believe it and carry it on when it's false. If one wants to say that it's drama or to stay positive, then it shows that they don't actually care for minorities or the issue that it could cause afterwards. It's apathetic to the true issues and gives forth the idea that they just don't want political stuff in the fandom or near them. And more near them I can understand, it's just upsetting because it shows that one's own comfort matters more than the actual suffering of others. I think that's one of the best ways to explain my main issue here actually, apathy. The unwillingness to actually call out fandom issues for need of false positivity. We shouldn't just ignore the fandom issues and pretend to go on all, ooh woo, what's this? We shouldn't just submit to it and not object. Call-out posts shouldn't be demonized. People can claim that some call-out posts are unjust or false accusations and such, and yeah, those exist. But they are the minority and shouldn't put the actual issues to the side. Intolerance shouldn't be accepted and needs to be rid of. Whether it be getting bigots out of the fandom, teaching them why their mentalities are wrong. Positivity is great. People deserve happiness. But positivity shouldn't be just another word for complacency. Side note, this is where the video is going to end. However, this script is lost in limbo for a period of time. By the time I got to actually going back to recording, I thought of one particular toxic positivity moment that has been on my mind for a while. However, I want to keep this short, so I'll be leaving a variety of links in the description. Long story short, back in January, a furry by the name of The Shamon Fox, now Oliver Kitsune, or Ollie for short, was exposed as being a child groomer as well as a zoophile. There are links, once again in the description, of a Dropbox and archive providing evidence. It's not even like Oliver denies it either, for particular tweets of his showing he has nothing to hide. Now, where am I going with this? Simple. You think that with Oliver being exposed as a child groomer and whatnot, it should be simple, right? Exile him from the fandom, make sure people are safe and whatnot. Hell, even the Brony fandom, which has a huge problem with this type of stuff, managed to do this correctly. When I could go on a large rant about how it's bizarre this man has still as many followers as it does, I'd like to point to one particular tweet regarding it. After Oliver was exposed, a Twitter abuser by the name of Xeno Dizzy made a tweet saying, "When I say stuff like, the furry fandom needs to stop letting predators continue to stay big names in the fandom, this is what I mean." This guy got outed by like 10 people a month ago, and he's still here, oh my lord. The groomer responded as such. "I'm not leaving, I'm not going to let my past mistakes consume me. There is no point in dragging this on. Every human being makes hiccups and figure out how to handle it. Move on like the rest of us. I'm handling it in my personal life and doing best for me." Putting aside it was only like a month ago by the time this was said, and his actions have undoubtedly mentally scarred his victims for life, and had the gall to say, "Life happens," which, frick that. This was quote tweeted with this post. This post downplays the entire situation that happened, trying to push it aside because people grow, which, yeah, I can agree with, but it's not a simple Twitter drama where somebody tracing can grow up out of it. Drama, basically. It's a bigger fandom issue of people still being accepting of a child groomer in the fandom, and trying to push it to the side once again shows complacency. Saying he is a good person is just yet another example of people trying to take one positive attribute, which seems kind of dumb in hindsight when they're a child groomer, but downplaying the actual issues at hand. Again, I want to make this abundantly clear. I'm not saying that I want more conflict in the furry fandom. I don't dislike the fandom at all. I'm saying this with the pure intent to help. I'm also not saying that any bit of positivity should all be about big issues. Hell, you can be happy and love the fandom and all of that jazz. But if you want to truly make the fandom a positive experience and place that you love so much, not speaking up or acknowledging when actual fandom issues are messed up and trying to actually fix them for the sake of not causing drama, that's fake positivity. Good vibe by itself doesn't always fix issues. Lord, I wish it did. If the space isn't actually changed to actually become safer for the people who are at risk, then what good can good vibes do truly? If the fandom, for instance, was to become super transphobic, what would make me feel the most safe would be people speaking out, defending me, reminding me that I have a place. Simply coming to me with good vibes alone wouldn't help that. Positivity as a whole isn't bad. Fake positivity is. And I feel it's a thing that the furry fandom needs to consider when these fandom-wide issues arise.